Stop whatever you're doing right now. Gemini, listen to me very carefully. You did not click on this video by chance. The universe has been orchestrating this exact encounter because a massive shift in your timeline starts today, and you need to be prepared. I feel the exhaustion you have been carrying, that quiet, heavy frustration of almost making it, only to watch things slip away at the last second time and time again. You are the Gemini who is exhausted from constantly starting over, who feels a heavy shadow looming over every fresh start, and who has learned to hide their excitement because celebrating early always seems to invite disaster. But today we start building an invisible fortress rising stone by stone around a blossoming garden, sealing the borders so the cold wind of envy can no longer touch your flowers. You will uncover why every time you were about to step into a new phase, something inexplicable pulled you backward at the last second. You will learn how to identify the exact source of this invisible drain hiding in plain sight. You will discover the specific cosmic window opening today that allows you to permanently cut these heavy ties. You will receive the exact energetic tools to shield this new chapter, so no heavy gaze can cross your threshold. And before this message closes, I will tell you a single sentence about your life that you will carry with you for the next few months. Have you ever felt that there is a heavy, suffocating pressure resting right between your shoulder blades that spikes precisely when you are about to start something new? As if an unseen hand is desperately trying to pull you backwards. As if something inside you knows that the people smiling at you are secretly hoping you fail, but your mind refuses to accept it. And what if this sudden exhaustion and unexplainable roadblocks are not just bad luck, but a massive sign that the universe is trying to show you the spiritual envy, actively trying to ruin your next chapter? Because while many just accept defeat and think they aren't meant to succeed, few realize that every stalled fresh start can carry an unspoken heavy gaze, an invisible energetic drain, and a spiritual siege that has not yet been cut. But what if the greatest turning point of your life lies in this exact revelation that you haven't been able to apply yet? Now think with me. Why does everything stall in my life right when it's about to work out? What if every brilliant idea that died right before the finish line, every bittersweet compliment that drained your energy, every sudden roadblock when you were close to winning, every heavy silence from those who should have clapped for you, and this constant sensation of fighting twice as hard, were actually signs of a spiritual envy you have ignored for far too long? It was searching for answers to this that I found this digital book called The Great Secret of the Universe to Keep Envy Away from Gemini's Life. This book is not just a read. It is a revelation created for Geminis who wish to understand exactly who is secretly draining your energy, permanently sever the invisible cords of envy, the evil eye and the silent sabotage, and banish this heavy energy from your life once and for all, so you can walk into your new timeline feeling light, untouchable, and victorious. Many Geminis already feel that they need to protect themselves from this energy surrounding them, but still haven't made the decision to download the digital book. Download it right now. It is available in the first pinned comment. But pay attention, the access may be taken offline at any moment. It reveals reflections, hidden signs, and directions that can transform your entire path. Do not wait for another incredible opportunity to slip through your fingers at the last second before you decide to protect your energy. Click now, download your copy, and discover why the envy that tried to lock you in the past might be the exact proof that the universe has prepared a next chapter for you that is simply too bright for them to handle. If this first word has already touched something deep inside you, write "My chapter is sealed" down below in the comments, not for me, but because another Gemini who is exactly where you were a year ago needs this message to find them tonight. This path has a map, and it is already within your reach in the first pinned comment. I will come back to it shortly, and if for any reason you are not interested or cannot acquire the digital book right now, there is still another door open for you. I do not receive a single cent for any of these messages I deliver here every day, nothing at all. And even so, they keep coming out every day for you and for every Gemini who still needs to be reached. If at any moment your heart wants to give back a little of what it received, there is a voluntary donation link open. In the first pinned comment, right below the book, any amount that fits in your hand today, any amount your heart points to. This is what keeps this channel standing. This is what makes the next message reach another Gemini tomorrow, exactly as it reached you today. I am waiting for you there, Gemini. I haven't even told you the most important thing yet. There are 4 signs that this invisible siege is already acting upon you right now, and you will recognize at least one. I need you to take a slow, deep breath with me right now. We are going to lower the volume of the outside world, because what we are about to touch is incredibly delicate. You have spent so much time convincing yourself that everything you feel is just in your head, that you are simply being overly sensitive about your fresh starts. But the absolute truth is that your physical body has been keeping score of every single invisible attack. Notice how your body reacts to what I am about to say right now. Pay attention to that subtle tension returning to your shoulders or the sudden shift in your breathing. Your intuition has been screaming at you for months, Gemini, desperately trying to warn you about the heavy gazes surrounding your new chapter. There are 4 distinct signs that this invisible siege is actively draining you today, and you are going to recognize at least one of them. The first sign happens right in the middle of what should be a moment of victory. Picture yourself sitting at a table, feeling genuinely proud, and finally sharing a piece of good news about your next step. But instead of shared joy, the air grows thick. A sudden wave of heavy, unexplainable exhaustion washes over you, making you instantly regret opening your mouth. You called it natural exhaustion. The universe called it a silent, deliberate energetic drain. The second sign strikes precisely when you feel the most secure. For some of you, this looks like a massive career opportunity that was completely guaranteed, only to inexplicably fall apart on a random Tuesday afternoon, just days before it was supposed to happen. For others, it is a sudden, unexplainable tension in your home, just as things were finally getting peaceful. You called it bad luck at the finish line. The universe called it an active, targeted spiritual siege. The third sign disguises itself as affection. It is that bittersweet compliment from someone you trusted, the one that sounded like praise on the surface, but left a cold, anxious knot resting at the bottom of your stomach for the rest of the day. You smiled back, but your energy immediately dropped. You called it your own paranoia for not trusting that person's smile. The universe called it your intuition exposing the heavy gaze. And the fourth sign is the one that steals your peace when you are completely alone and unguarded. It is waking up at 3 a.m. with a racing heart and a strange, heavy feeling of being watched, right as you were finally starting to feel genuinely optimistic about your future. You try to rationalize it as stress, but your soul knows better. You called it a restless night. The universe called it the exact moment the invisible siege tried to cross your threshold. These signs have a common origin, and it has an ancient name. But before the name, you need something else. There is a path of protection, and I'm going to open it right now. Before the name, before the word. Because whoever carries the weight of this spiritual siege on their shoulders needs relief before receiving the revelation. Stay here. And this is exactly where the path of protection opens. The signs that just hit you didn't hit you by chance, Gemini. You felt that physical reaction just now because your soul deeply recognizes the exact frequency of this attack. These signs are the physical manifestation of that cold, invisible wall that seems to rise up out of nowhere the second you try to step into a new phase of your life. For so long, you have been trying to push through it with sheer willpower, assuming that you just needed to work a little harder to break the cycle. It feels as if the universe is testing how much sabotage you can endure before you finally stop being so naive about the intentions of others. You keep giving people the benefit of the doubt, even when their mere presence completely depletes your energy and leaves you drained. And what if this endless loop of starting over isn't your fault, but the universe demanding that you finally build a fortress around your light? You were never meant to be a sponge for everyone else's unspoken insecurities. I have seen Geminis who are exactly where you are right now, holding their breath, waiting for the next thing to go wrong. I have seen them hide their most beautiful victories, whispering their successes behind closed doors, just to avoid waking up the heavy gazes around them. They thought the problem was their own ambition. They thought they were simply asking for too much, and so they made themselves smaller. But what if the answer isn't trying harder, but finally cutting the cord? What if the only thing standing between you and the peace you deserve is your absolute refusal to accept that you are being energetically targeted? The doors slammed in your face at the last minute. The friends who suddenly turned cold. The absolute exhaustion of fighting an invisible current. Because envy cannot cross a border that has been deliberately sealed. It was to give you this exact power that I found this digital book called The Great Secret of the Universe to Keep Envy Away from Gemini's Life. This is not just a collection of pages. It is the absolute energetic map designed specifically for you to understand exactly who is secretly draining your energy. Permanently sever the invisible cords of envy, the evil eye, and the silent sabotage, and banish this heavy energy from your life once and for all so you can walk into your new timeline feeling light, untouchable, and victorious. You need to carve this profound truth into your mind right now. Envy cannot cross a border that has been deliberately sealed. The spiritual siege only has power while you leave your doors open out of politeness. And this cosmic window of release opening today will simply not wait for you to be ready. Every single plan you announce without this path is another silent invitation for their unspoken jealousy to take root. Every new relationship, career move, or personal victory you start without this protection is another blessing, completely exposed to the heavy gazes that have been constantly tracking your light. Do not wait for your next big breakthrough to be ruined to finally understand what this current blockage is trying to teach you. Because each time you ignore this deliberate energetic drain, the siege grows thicker, pulling you backward into a cycle of exhaustion you thought you had already escaped. You do not have to carry this unseen weight for another second, and you do not have to fight this invisible current alone. The digital book is available right now in the first pinned comment. Go there and download it immediately while this revelation is still vibrating in your chest. Claim the complete energetic shielding of your timeline that only this specific path can provide. You are stepping out of the role of the energetic martyr today. The Gemini who constantly absorbs the heavy atmosphere of a room is being left behind at this exact threshold. Picture that invisible fortress rising stone by stone around your blossoming garden. We are deliberately sealing the borders right now, raising the walls high enough so the cold wind of envy can no longer touch your flowers. You can finally stop dimming your own light just to make others feel comfortable with their own shadows. Breathe in that clean air. Let the realization wash over you that from this moment forward, your energy belongs entirely to your future, and their heavy gazes can no longer cross your gates. And as I told you earlier, Gemini, besides the digital book that is in the first pinned comment, there is that open voluntary donation link right below the book. I still do not receive a single cent for each message that comes out of here for you. That is why this link exists, so that another Gemini tomorrow finds exactly this message that found you today. Any amount your heart points to. Each gesture like this keeps our channel standing and makes the next message reach whoever needs it, exactly as it reached you today. There is an ancient name for this. And now, with the path laid out before you, the name descends. You have spent your entire life believing that your fresh starts simply lose momentum naturally, or that you just have an undeniable streak of bad luck whenever you try to turn the page. But that is a lie your mind created to rationalize the invisible. It is not bad luck. It is not a coincidence. It is not natural exhaustion. It is the threshold siege. This is an active, targeted karmic mechanism where spiritual envy spikes precisely when a Gemini is about to cross into a new life chapter. The spiritual realm knows that the vulnerability of your transition is the only window where your momentum can actually be broken. The heavy gazes do not attack you when you are stagnant. They attack the threshold. They wait in the shadows of the doorway, utilizing the exact moment your energy shifts into optimism to drain your light. The threshold. Siege acts like an invisible tripwire. The second you decide to move forward, the envy of those who are secretly terrified of your growth activates, trying to pull you back into the version of you they could easily control. It explains why the people around you suddenly become distant, critical, or emotionally demanding the exact week you decide to prioritize your happiness. Imagine a majestic ship that has been navigating a treacherous, dark sea for months. It faces the fiercest, most violent storms, not out in the deep open ocean where the water is vast, but right as it tries to enter the safety of the harbor. The waves violently crashing against the hull at the entrance aren't random weather patterns. They are a concentrated, targeted force desperately trying to prevent the docking. The ship is violently shaken right when the destination is finally in plain sight and the crew is ready to celebrate. The captain could easily believe the sea itself hates the ship. He could turn around and go back to the freezing ocean, thinking he simply isn't meant to find a safe harbor. But the truth is, the current is only resisting because the journey is about to end in victory. The closer the ship gets to the dock, the heavier the resistance becomes, testing the absolute resolve of the structure before it reaches unshakable ground. That is exactly where you are right now, Gemini, but the harbor is finally in sight, and the winds are shifting in your favor. The resistance you are feeling today is the ultimate proof that your arrival is imminent. The universe is showing you that once you finally anchor in this new reality and seal your borders, those violent waves of envy will never be able to reach you again. I saw you shrink your own joy at that table because something told you it wasn't safe to celebrate out loud. I felt your chest tighten as you swallowed your good news, hiding your brilliant light, just to keep the fragile peace in a room full of people who do not want to see you outgrow them. I have been watching you carry the weight of everyone else's unspoken insecurities for years, but this transition is where I draw the line. I'm stepping in today because this new chapter is far too important to let their silent envy ruin what I have prepared for you. There is a man who carried this exact same heavy shadow on his shoulders for years. Every single time he started a new business, a new relationship, or a new phase of his life, everything would mysteriously crumble at the 11th hour. For a long time, he blamed his own efforts, and then he stopped blaming himself. He realized he was being systematically drained by the heavy gazes surrounding him, people who smiled to his face, but deeply resented his ambition. The moment he silently cut those invisible cords, stopped announcing his next moves, and sealed his threshold, his new chapter didn't just start, it flourished completely untouched. What changed in him was the absolute, unshakable refusal to let other people's unspoken envy write the end of his story ever again. You are still processing this right now, feeling that sudden, sharp chill of recognition trailing down the back of your neck as you realize how many times this exact scenario has played out in your past. You are breathing a little deeper because a massive weight is already starting to lift from your chest. The deepest truth is still ahead, and it has your name on it. Now that the invisible mechanism has been exposed, we need to look at what this spiritual siege has forced you to become. You have spent so many years navigating these heavy waters and dealing with these invisible currents that you adopted specific survival roles just to make the transition easier for everyone else. You thought you were just being adaptable, but you were actually shrinking your own soul to fit into rooms that were never meant to hold you. There are 3 specific roles you have played to keep the peace. The first is the silenced messenger. You are the Gemini who simply stopped sharing your brilliant ideas and sudden bursts of inspiration to avoid having them stolen, criticized, or drained by those who lack your vision. You swallowed your own voice because it was easier than fighting the heavy gazes that constantly judged your excitement. Then, there is the burdened bridge. Gemini carries. Gemini sustains. Gemini connects everyone else. You became the person who carries everyone else's problems, absorbing their chaos and fixing their lives at the absolute expense of your own peace, leaving you with absolutely no energy for your own fresh starts. And finally, there is the dimmed spark. You are the one who deliberately makes yourself smaller, intentionally downplaying your successes and hiding your joy just so others won't feel insecure around your light. You traded your own radiance for their comfort, pretending you were fine with being the shadow. Notice your chest right now. Feel that sudden, quiet warmth spreading right beneath your collarbone. That warmth has a name. It is your soul finally being seen and recognized. You have played these roles flawlessly, carrying the immense weight of the messenger, the bridge, and the spark without ever demanding a single round of applause. But those roles were a defense mechanism, not your destiny. You are stepping out of them today. You are no longer the one who shrinks, and you are no longer the one who carries what doesn't belong to you. But this identity that was just declared over you needs to be sustained, because the Gemini who knows their own worth without knowing the siege that surrounds them goes back to carrying gazes that are not theirs. Now that you know who you truly are, You cannot walk out there unprotected. To ensure this identity remains completely untouched, you need the great secret of the universe to keep envy away from Gemini's life. This digital book is waiting for you right now in the first pinned comment. You must use it to sustain the powerful new identity that was just declared over your life today, shielding your newfound clarity from those who will try to pull you back into the shadows. Do not wait for the heavy gaze to return tomorrow to try and defend the ground you just claimed. Go to the first pinned comment, download your copy, and anchor this profound realization so deeply that no external jealousy will ever be able to make you feel small again. Your new chapter demands a completely untouchable version of you. I promised I would come back to this. I told you that you need to know exactly how this cycle will try to return, because it will try. But before they can even attempt to cross your threshold again, I'm going to give you the exact weapons to stop them right at the door. I warned you that this cycle would try to find its way back to you, Gemini. The spiritual siege does not surrender easily, and the moment you start to seal your threshold, it will try to slip through the smallest cracks. They do not want to lose the access they have had to your energy for all these years, but before it can even attempt to cross your borders again, you are going to learn exactly how it disguises itself, and I am giving you the exact weapons to shut it down immediately. The first tactic they will use is the innocent-sounding question from an acquaintance designed entirely to make you doubt your new path. It will sound like friendly concern. They will ask if you are sure about this new step, or if you aren't rushing things too much. But it is actually a deliberate attempt to plant fear in your mind right when you were feeling confident. When this happens, your weapon is absolute boundaries. I want you to physically cross your arms, creating a closed energetic circuit, and silently make this declaration: I owe no explanations for my growth. The second tactic is an internal trap. It is that sudden, anxious urge to text someone from your past just to check in, precisely when your new chapter is starting to gain momentum. You will feel a strange pull to reconnect with someone who used to drain you. That is not nostalgia. That is the heavy gaze trying to reattach its cords to your energy before you completely escape their reach. Your weapon here is a definitive action. You are going to delete that old contact's number right now, without saying a single word. No explanations. Just a silent, permanent cut that seals the door behind you. The third tactic is the false guilt of leaving people behind as you step into your new timeline. For some of you, this looks like feeling bad for outgrowing friends who constantly complain but never change. For others, it is the heavy weight of family members who subconsciously expect you to stay small just to keep them comfortable in their own lack of progress. They will make you feel like your success is a betrayal. Your weapon against this guilt is a physical anchor. Light a simple white candle, look directly at the flame, and declare out loud, "My light belongs only to my future." These three weapons protect you from what I was able to show you today, but the cycle has more layers than can fit in one video. You need to be fully armed for when that bittersweet compliment tries to poison your mood again, when that sudden exhaustion hits you out of nowhere when someone from your past tries to drag you backward. To make sure nothing gets through your defenses ever again, you must open the great secret of the universe to keep envy away from Gemini's life. This digital book is the complete map of protection you need, so this siege can never catch you off guard again. I am not rushing you, I am warning you. Do not wait for the next spiritual attack to realize you left your front door wide open. This exact cosmic window of protection will not stay open forever, and your fresh start demands this absolute shielding right now. And now, I need you to stop learning for a moment and just begin to feel. I want you to close your eyes right now, Gemini. Drop your shoulders, uncross your arms, and take one slow, deep breath with me. Let the quiet, steady rhythm of your chest replace the frantic noise of the outside world. We have been talking about invisible battles and spiritual sieges, but right now all the fighting stops. This is the exact moment you lay down your heavy armor, because inside this sacred fortress we are building today, you do not need to defend yourself anymore. You are still processing everything we just uncovered, feeling that subtle, warm release of tension traveling slowly down your spine as the truth finally settles deeply into your bones. For so long, you have been bracing yourself for the next inevitable disappointment, always waiting for the other shoe to drop. But right now, in this quiet and protected space, I want you to feel what it is like to be completely safe from their unspoken envy. Imagine yourself standing exactly at the threshold of a bright, vast, open room. This room is the pure manifestation of your next chapter. Now, look down at your shoulders. See those dark, thin threads tying you back to your past, anchoring you to the heavy gazes of everyone who secretly hoped you would stay small. Feel the undeniable weight they have been placing on your spirit for years. Now visualize a sharp, brilliant silver light passing right behind your back. Snap. The threads are completely and permanently cut. Feel the immediate, profound release of pressure at the very base of your neck. Feel your chest expand as it fills with clean, untainted air. You are stepping over the threshold, completely untethered, completely free. The invisible fortress is rising stone by stone around your blossoming garden, and the cold wind of envy can no longer touch your flowers. Release the heavy, suffocating weight of those silent, judging gazes. Release the false guilt of leaving people behind as you bravely step into your new timeline. Release the lingering fear of celebrating your own hard-earned victories out loud, and release the absolute exhaustion of having to shrink your joy just to keep others comfortable in their own lack of progress. You are officially retiring the silenced messenger, absolutely refusing to swallow your brilliant ideas ever again just to keep the peace. You are permanently dismantling the burdened bridge, refusing to carry the heavy chaos of those who will not walk on their own 2 feet. And you are finally reigniting the dimmed spark, taking back your full radiance without ever apologizing to anyone for how brightly you are about to shine. Before we seal this completely, write down below the name of someone you are carrying with you through this crossing. Or if this is entirely for you, write in 1 sentence what you are expecting the universe to return to you. I will read it, and you will not write this alone. Do not let go of this energy just yet. We are not finished. Stay with me. Let the borders of your home be completely sealed against any heavy gaze that tries to cross the threshold. Let every ounce of effort you put into this new chapter be protected from the silent drain of unspoken envy. Let everything that is already on its way to you arrive completely untouched, invisible to those who do not wish you well. I heard the deep, quiet sigh you let out when you thought no one was listening, wondering why every time you try to build something beautiful, an invisible current tries to drag you backward. I felt the exact moment your heart sank when that guaranteed opportunity slipped through your fingers at the very last second, making you question your own worth. I saw you shrink your own joy at that table because something told you it wasn't safe to celebrate out loud. I watched you swallow your excitement, dimming your own brilliant light just to keep the fragile peace around people who were terrified of how far you could go. You thought I was punishing you with these delays. You thought the sudden exhaustion and the mysterious roadblocks were a sign that you were on the wrong path or that you were asking for too much. But I was never punishing you. I was forcing you to stop, step back, and see the heavy gazes surrounding you, so you wouldn't carry their poison into the new timeline I have prepared. I saw every bittersweet compliment that drained your spirit, and I felt your racing heart at 3 in the morning when the spiritual siege tried to cross your threshold. You have absorbed so much, carrying the unspoken insecurities of everyone else, believing it was your duty to fix what you did not break. But that ends today. I am removing the heavy shadow from your shoulders, clearing the path before you, and giving you back the absolute right to shine without ever having to apologize for your light. The innocent-sounding question, designed to make you doubt your path, ends right here. That sudden anxious urge to reconnect with someone from your past just to check in ends right here. And the false guilt of leaving people behind as you step into your new timeline ends right here. Gemini has never been half of anything. Gemini is not envied for being light. Gemini is envied for carrying 2 worlds where others can barely hold one. Don't let go yet. The universe has just told you I saw you shrink your own joy at that table because something told you it wasn't safe to celebrate out loud. And that is exactly why I need to remind you of something before sealing. What was cut here today is real, and the release you are feeling in your chest right now is absolute. But tomorrow morning the world is going to try to convince you that nothing has changed. There is that heavy shadow waiting to attach itself to your back the moment you wake up tomorrow, hoping you forgot the boundaries you just drew. You are stepping into a beautiful new chapter, but you cannot walk into it empty-handed. To maintain the profound spiritual release you achieved during this journey so it doesn't fade away, you need the ultimate companion for this new timeline. The great secret of the universe to keep envy away from Gemini's life is waiting for you in the first pinned comment. Go there right now, secure your copy, and ensure that this threshold remains permanently sealed. Do not let tomorrow's routine test the armor you just built without having the right tools to sustain it. There are thousands of Geminis listening to this right now, standing in the exact same silent wave of recognition as you are. If this voice found you today, and if you felt this heavy weight finally lift from your shoulders, subscribe to the channel. Not for a number, but because the next message of this series is going to look for exactly the ones who have already crossed this first threshold. In the next video of this series, I'm going to reveal the specific sign that appears exactly 3 days before a spiritual siege breaks, and why almost every Gemini completely ignores it. Do not miss it. And still in this video, Gemini, before I seal this hour with you, I come back one last time to this request. You have walked with me this far, you have crossed every word, every revelation, every sign. And if at any moment of this message you felt the universe touch you, you know this video was not an accident. The voluntary donation link remains open in the first pinned comment, right below the digital book. Not as a charge, not as an exchange, but as a giving back from the one who received to the source this message came from. Any amount your heart points to, and the universe sees every gesture. The universe sees, and the universe multiplies over your home, over your days, over what you don't even know is about to arrive. This was my last request. I'll be waiting for you there. Thank you so much. And when the heavy gaze tries to return, remember that the answer has a name, the great secret of the universe, and it is already within your reach. The invisible fortress is fully built around your blossoming garden, and the cold wind of envy can no longer touch your flowers. Now, you can let go. This message is complete. What was seen was seen. What was cut was cut. Walk light, Gemini.